Would you recognize the game if you saw it from the inside out? For those that play the sport, hockey is more than just a game. It's a lifestyle, a passion that brings teammates together in the search of a greater goal. It is nearly halfway through the season, and while the Williams College Eafs hold an undefeated record and the top spot in the NEHJ standings, they are not nearly satisfied. Yet to give up more than 2 goals in a game and fresh off a 1-0 victory over rival Amherst, the team is looking to make its case as a national contender. Over a 2-week period, the team will return to the ice following a 3-week break, looking to continue its early season success. First in a 2-game tournament at Plattsburgh State, followed by the much-anticipated game against Trinity College. You will be given an inside look into the team as they prepare to go back to their roots in an outdoor hockey game held in the world-famous Fenway Park. This is 24/7, the Williams College Eafs' road to Frozen Fenway. What happens when the dream of sold-out arenas and private jets is inevitably replaced by local rinks and lengthy bus rides? Why do hockey players continue to play? Because this is the game they love. While the championship trophy may say Division III, to the Eafs of Williams College there would be no sweeter victory. To returning members of the Eafs, last year's NEHJ final against Bowdoin is an all too vivid memory, and serves as a constant reminder of just how dedicated and hardworking the group must be to achieve their goals. So can you talk a little bit about the loss to Bowdoin last year and how that motivated you coming into this year?
The loss last year, it sucked.
Yeah, well, the loss last year really sucked.
Just watching them celebrate was terrible. It was one of the worst feelings.
It was terrible. I mean, there's nothing worse than being that close and just seeing somebody celebrate the championship that you wanted. There's not many worse things in the sport than that. Obviously it was in the championship game and we just made it so far, and I don't think anybody besides the guys in the locker room thought we could make it that far, and to lose by a goal in a game that I thought we were probably the better team was pretty tough. But through the offseason and coming into this year, we just knew that our goal was to get to that championship game again and win it this time. And so everything we've done since then, the last season, has just been built towards setting ourselves up to get that championship.
I want to win the NEHJ championship.
We win the NEHJ championship.
To win the NEHJ championship.
And I think that's been a reminder for us throughout this year. That's why one of our team motto this year is unfinished business, because we think we should have won that game, and we have unfinished business in the league.
For a team that has been away for nearly 3 weeks, there is little time to ease back into things. The tournament in Plattsburgh begins in just 3 days.
You understand that? Okay? So one defender got that. We're good to go. We'll go work both ends. Defense, D cuts. When the D cuts through, D will cut through. The other guy will slide D, pop back to the weak side. You understand that? On the B cuts D? Okay? We're good to go. Goal down here.
Senior Matt Doyle starts strong in his return to the ice. Noah Clegg takes longer to shake off the rust.
Practice is harder than I remember.
Yeah.
It's so hard coming back.
You're so dug in.
Me?
Yeah, you're so dug into your shots. I mean, I would even tighten up my stance a little bit more just
yeah, that's what I was...
into it, but we're all so dug in right now.
I know.
It's impossible to do.
I hate that. Yeah. That's what I have to fix coming into this year.
Still, like the rest of the team, Noah worked tirelessly during the break to maintain mid-season form.
That break was tough because you're on ice every day and then you go home
guess I know I went to the gym a few times, got on the ice 3 or 4 times. I think a bunch of the guys maybe even got on the ice more than me, but you just kind of gotta try to keep your body. You gotta try to stay in shape and make sure you're not just sitting on the couch eating ice cream and getting fat. So yeah, it's definitely tough about that.
Yeah, you know, it's difficult to come back after 3 weeks off, especially when you hit such a good rhythm right at the beginning of the year, and you know that other teams are probably not taking as much of a break, so you really got to stay disciplined over break and kind of isolate yourself from friends and family sometimes to make sure you're staying in shape. And it's tough to get on the ice, but certainly went outdoors and from Minnesota, so it wasn't too hard to do that, and we were excited to get back, needless to say.
While it is certainly an adjustment returning to the ice, senior Tucker Dayton found there was an adjustment off the ice as well.
I didn't think they were doing anything, and then I came back today and the entire kitchen's gone. They took everything out of the kitchen. What?
That's good for
That's
you guys.
Awesome. It's like, fuck. So I saw him before I walked in. He was like, "Hey, like, sorry if your apartment's a mess." And I was like, "No, like, it's fine. It's just the guys downstairs." And then I walked in, it's just fucking destroyed. Like, they took all the sink, countertop, everything.
Even once practice is over, the focus remains on hockey.
NHJ show?
You got some footage of it?
Wait, is that live? Yeah, it's live. Oh, right on.
US Canada?
What's the score?
Oh, US Canada.
Is it?
Everyone gathers in the locker room for lunch and to watch the World Junior Championship game between the United States and Canada. So far, the team's 2 Canadian players hold the bragging rights.
I don't want US to win this game. We're going to play them in the semis, and you can't beat Canada twice.
After a quick few days of practice, it is time for the team to pack up and head to Plattsburgh, where they will practice on Thursday before playing Hobart on Friday. Some players are less than eager about the bus ride.
Over or under 6 hours for each freshman? 6.5. 6.5?
For the Eefs, there is no equipment manager to take care of daily chores. Senior captain Paul Steinig is given the task of collecting the team's laundry each day. Steinig and junior defenseman David Jarrett load their equipment on the bus and are ready to depart. The freshmen, on the other hand, must load the bus with everything from food and drinks to the skate sharpener. This is not the only way to pick a freshman out of a lineup. Sam Gray discusses the unofficial rules of the bus.
I don't know. I think it's pretty much all the freshmen, mostly for the most part, have to double up and we're at the front. And I think from there it's kind of just scattered. Although I'm sure the seniors get first pick of whatever they want to do, but I never really enter the back 2/3 of it, so I wouldn't really know.
Some of the underclassmen choose to take in a movie to pass the time. Some of the older players, like Xander Masucci, junior Alex DeBear, and junior David Jarrett, choose to take a more intellectual approach. The trip up north to Plattsburgh is not new to the Eefs, as just a year ago the team made the journey to play highly ranked Plattsburgh State in an out-of-conference game. Goals by graduated forward John Wickman and defenseman Xander Masucci helped the Eefs climb to a 4-1 lead to start the third period. However, the Eefs were unable to hold on to the lead, as an aggressive comeback by the Cardinals led to 3 third-period goals and brought the game to overtime. An overtime goal by the Cardinals handed the Eefs a crushing loss and now provides the team with added motivation heading into the weekend. The team reaches the Plattsburgh rink and quickly makes itself at home. Forward George Hunkley discusses the chores that the freshmen must complete following the arrival and the benefits of having such a large freshman class.
Definitely a lot of fun. It makes the freshman duties a lot easier. I know it'll probably take next year's freshman like 3 times the amount of time to clear the bus off after a road trip, so that's definitely a plus. It is a little skewed because some freshmen don't help as much as others. But,
like who?
J-Mac doesn't really help that much.
You are unbelievable.
I didn't just come in with this.
All you got with the fucking cups, James.
But when the mission guys do choose to help, it is nice to have a larger class.
How do you feel? 4:15, guys. 4:15, we're on. 4:15, okay?
As the team takes to the ice, it looks to get rid of the bus legs that came from the trip earlier that day. The team starts practice as it always does, with the Omaha 3-shot drill. Later on, it's the St. Cloud 2-on-1, a staple of every pregame practice. Once practice is over, the players are free to spend the night however they please. For some, the hotel arcade is too good to pass up.
The arcade was a lot of fun. I think our team's really close, and we do a lot of that sort of stuff together, so it wasn't kind of something out of the ordinary. But it was cool to just be able to spend that time with the guys, and it was a fun night.
I mean, it was a fun time with all the guys. They had flown the guys mini golf, but I don't know, it was just a good bonding time, especially like after being away from each other for a couple of weeks. And we should be back with the guys, I guess. We cheated the not cheated the system, but we broke the system. Bought a mega whoopee cushion, which, you know, was fun for about 5 minutes, and we bought a ball gun, a plastic ball gun, which also was fun for about 5 minutes, but I'm not even sure who has it now.
Sophomore Greg Johnson struggles in a game of quiz-up with junior Craig Kiddo. Once lunch is over, it's time to get dressed and begin focusing on the game. The team quickly changes into their warm-up clothes and awaits Coach Kangus's pre-game speech.
Playing off the middle guy, okay? We're playing off this guy here. Defense, we don't want to extend to this guy because if they go down, they'll have a free pass backside. You will play him. Try to be as big as you can. Stand so we're not allowing free passes. This weak side team can allow a free pass. Power play. I love the way we've been moving the power line, especially yesterday and the last practice. Just real quick, the faster we move it, we make that 1-2, that third pass, it's going to be a free shot. So plan ahead, and also if you have a lane, take advantage of this direct puck. Real simple. Our philosophy has been from day one, guys. Get it out, get it in. Nothing really changes to start this game. Keep it real simple at the start of the game. Okay? They're going to pressure you, defense. You know how they like to bring 3 at you. So reverses aren't going to be probably not going to be there based on what we've seen. It's going to be wheel push up as fast as you can. Goalie can help us, Sean can help us, your partner can help you. Let's push it up as fast as you can. And start the whole new year right out the push here. Okay? 11 points of assists. You know when we're on, we do the little things, we block shots, we work hard on face-offs. We stay disciplined. You're going to get bumped around, you might get poked, you might get jabbed. But I tell you what, stay disciplined, stay focused, stay on the box, support each other on the ring, keep your shift short. Okay? The other part of that is just getting better every shift. Be ready for the next shift. Okay? You gotta get the best guys that are heck of a hockey team. We're proving that. You have to stay in the moment. It's the little things, and at the end of the game, it all adds up. Right? Last game, 10 points, and you know, you kind of felt that way during the game. But it wasn't like you looked at the entire game. We were focused on the moment in time that we were going on the ice. And then when you got off, you were thinking about the next shift, and you're watching what was happening and making the adjustments personally. Okay? This is personal, guys. It's going to be you versus the other guy across you. It's going to be one-on-one. It's going to be battles all over the rink. We expect you to win, and you expect to win. That's what we do. I know we trust the reality of each other. Andy, your line is going to start. Be happy, Morton.
The team heads to the gym for the pregame stretch, led by senior Tucker Dayton.
To show you down for work and coming up only to show you wrong. To the outside, the dead leaves, they are the line.
While they might be about to play hockey, it is a team tradition to play a game called sewer, in which the goal is to keep a soccer ball in the air for as long as possible. Other players, like Xander Masucci, have their own pregame routines. After a quick goal, Sean Doherty is forced to make a flurry of saves to keep the damage at 1. A key block shot also helps the team stay in the game. The Eefs' offense comes alive at the end of the period, but is unable to put one past the Hobart netminder, and at the end of one period, the Eefs are down 1-0. The Eefs are given multiple power play chances at the start of the second, but are unable to capitalize for a goal. However, Doherty continues to shut the door in net, keeping the Williams Eafs within striking distance.
Your eyes are open, but you can't say. Your mouth is moving, but you just make a bitch kicking baby just to break your will.
And finally, just a few minutes later, freshman George Hunkley is able to find senior Nick Anderson to set up the Eafs' first goal of the game.
Hit pretty hard, and the puck squirted loose to Hunk. I think Hunks and I had a 2-on-1, and the D-man was playing pretty far back in a poor gap, so I kind of slowed down because I knew I couldn't make the net before him, so I slowed down, and Hunks made a nice pass over, and I just shot it into the empty net.
When freshman Frankie Mork takes a penalty early in the third, Hobart is sure to capitalize. The Eafs are quick to respond though, as freshman Sam Gray puts home the first goal of his college career.
Kind of felt like it's been a long time coming. I'd had a fair number of chances in the first half of the season, and this wasn't really the first half, but it was good to kind of finally get that monkey off my back.
The Eafs seemingly start overtime with all the momentum, but a puck thrown on net from the corner finds its way across the goal line, and the Eafs lose their first game of the year.
Sure. I think everyone was pretty upset. It was our first loss of the season, but we handled it well. No one was getting pissed off at each other. You know, we worked hard, but we did lose, and I think we all internalized it, and we didn't blame each other. We just blamed ourselves, and we knew that it would take a strong effort from every individual for the next day.
Yeah, my role as captain, obviously you have to be a leader on the team, but I think we have, it's not just me, there's a whole group of us that can step up and take roles and leadership roles, so, I don't think I'm the sole person that people are looking at. I think there's a lot of different people that are leaders on this team, but I think the most important thing that I try to do is just stay positive. A lot of the team is pretty hard on themselves because they want to be better. But they get down on themselves sometimes, so I'm one of those guys that tries to pick them back up.
Saturday, the Eafs play the consolation game against conference rival Hamilton, and Coach Kangas has given the start to sophomore goalie Noah Clegg, his first of the year.
Personally, I don't have any weird goalie routines that at least I think are weird. Some people might think they're weird. I usually just kind of stretch and try to visualize the game. I know some goalies like to make certain hand movements, or Sammy likes to throw a ball against the wall. But personally, no. I just like to listen to music and kind of get in the zone before a game.
Clegg is tested early, but he gets off to a great start as he's able to keep Hamilton off the board throughout the first period. Then, during a delayed penalty, the Eafs bury their first goal of the game as Noah skates towards the bench for the extra attacker. Early in the second, Hamilton goes up on a power play, and they're able to score as a screened Clegg is unable to make the save. A Hamilton breakaway leads to a second goal for the Continentals, but from that point forward, Clegg makes a number of big saves, keeping the team in the game and allowing Xander Masucci to tie the game with just seconds remaining, followed by an overtime winner by George Hunkley.
tough not playing a lot, but that was definitely a game I'll remember for a long time because I just remember going in and you're not playing a lot. You really you want to win the game. You don't want to go in for one game and lose. So when Xander tied it with 19 seconds left, I was ecstatic. I knew we were going to win because once he did that, there was no way I was going to let in another goal. So I worked the tie, but yeah, that was a great game, and I'll definitely remember that for a while.
I think it was really important. We came off a tough loss. I didn't think we played too well as a team against Hobart for all 60 minutes, and it meant a lot to us because it showed us that we could respond well after a loss, as well as Hamilton was a conference or a non-conference game, but they're a NESCAC opponent, and every time we play them or any NESCAC opponent, it's a tough game, but we wanted to show them that we're the better team.
On Sunday, the Ephs returned to Williamstown for practice. Some players are sporting some new equipment in preparation for the upcoming game at Fenway, including senior Matt Doyle, who has chosen to wear a long-sleeve turtleneck.
Nice. A little too hot for me.
Yeah, it's a little snug.
We're going to be honest. Now I know why your face is red all the time.
Sweaty.
It's hot already, man. I don't know how people wear these things.
Hey, George, all the time.
I told him that's why his face is so red. My mom picked it up for me.
God knows you can't get one of those.
You got a Dick's Sporting Goods.
I don't have one of those.
With backyard rinks and stuff, and I never did myself, but yeah, I spent a fair amount of time out there.
It was not as cold as the rest of Kansas, so. But we did. We had a pond that would freeze every once in a while, like I told them to really strap on the skis and get out there and play a little bit. It was always awesome.
So yeah, I grew up in Maine, so definitely have a lot of experience with pond hockey. My dad actually builds a rink in our backyard every year.
Yeah, I mean, we used to spend all day there on the ponds back home. They're actually outdoor rinks, so you know, the city would you know, do the ice at 3 in the morning. They'd flood it, and we would spend all day there in the warming hut. We would order pizza. Our parents would order pizza, and it was just a different way to experience hockey, and I think that's what instilled passion in me for the game and a lot of my friends as well. So the outdoor game definitely was kind of like going back to my roots a little bit.
While the team was clearly fired up for the occasion, the pregame routine was business as usual for the Ephs.
I can't even really put it into words. I mean, it was just something I had never seen before, and
it was cold, and that wind kind of, you know, hits your face right at the start, but once you get out there, you're kind of just playing hockey, and you don't really really even think about it anymore.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fenway Park in Boston.
Both teams come out energized to start the game and look to shoot from everywhere on the ice. However, an early break for the Bantams puts the East behind just 4.5 minutes into the game.
Goldthorpe. Now the Bantams in transition the other way. Left wing circle, a shot, and they score. As that pass went to Jackson Brewer, and Trinity takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Brewer, off of 2 crisp passes from his line mates, puts it away. The 6'1" junior from Newton, Mass. Close to home here. He buries the first goal of the game. His 8th goal of the season, coming off a hat trick in their last game. Brewer rides the hot stick and beats Doherty right above the pad there on the blocker side. A lot of scorers are choosing that these days.
Despite the early goal, the East do not change their game plan, as they continue to shoot from all over the ice in order to keep things simple. They also look to add a physical element to the game. It became clear after the first period that the ice conditions would definitely be a factor.
Probably the worst ice I've ever played a competitive hockey game on.
Unpredictable.
Brutal. They're pretty bad.
Shit.
The East return to the locker room, and Coach Kangas looks to make some adjustments on the power play.
Find that dead zone. Okay? We're up. It's a 5-on-3 down low. They're coming after. So this guy, look around for a dead spot. Maybe it's here in a tight area for an easier shot. You understand?
The East find themselves down a man early in the second, but the Bantams are unable to score on Sean Doherty and the East penalty kill unit. The pace of play begins to pick up as the teams trade offensive opportunities until an East penalty gives the Bantams power play another chance.
Are you fucking serious? Yeah, we gotta go here. Nice fucking dive. Here you go, boys. Big fucking kill here.
Back out to the left point. There's Joe Morrison back to Flynn, right point. Flynn fires through traffic, and they score on the rebound. The save was made, and they score on the rebound. A power play goal, and Trinity has a 2-0 lead, and I believe picking up the rebound was Sean Orlando.
Yeah, you're right about that. The 6'1" freshman from Ivyland, Pennsylvania, assisted on the first goal for the Bantams, and there to pick up the loose change on Doherty's far side. He made one save, maybe two there on the whack by McKillop, but into the empty net goes Sean Orlando's attempt there.
Despite the deficit, the East still felt like they were in control.
Everybody had a pretty good idea of, what we needed to do to win. It's just a matter of doing it, and I think Coach really did a great job of getting guys' heads in the right place when he talked about that one moment. All you need is one moment, that one spark.
One bounce or one break for us, and then we'd be right back in the game.
For some reason, I could feel that there was still a lot of positive energy in the room. You could sense that we were going to get back in the game because we had been getting chances all game long, and you knew that we were going to get some puck luck at some point.
Good boys, good shift, good shift. Exactly.
The opportunity the East were looking for comes just a minute into the third.
And they score shorthanded. As coming in to score is George Hunkley on the shorthanded goal, and the East are on the board, 2-1.
Yeah, out of nowhere, there's life for Williams, a kind of a dead bounce. After the clearing attempt, Hunkley skated onto it and took no time. Quick wrister beats Coulthard on the far side, maybe one he'd like to have back.
The first one, on the PK, I think it was DJ, just cleared on the ice, and their D were falling asleep, so I started going right when I saw DJ got it. Figured I could beat their D down the ice, and then their goalie hesitated a few times coming out to play the puck, so he was off his angle, and
right when I got to it, kind of sent a shot to the net. It wasn't a very good shot, but he basically left the whole right side of the net open, so.
After the East' first goal of the game, a barrage of Trinity shots caused the East to start scrambling in the defensive zone, and forced Sean Doherty to make several spectacular saves. An Eve's power play helps them even up the score.
And they score! They get it to Anderson! Anderson scores on the power play, and the Eves have tied it.
Moved up the ball, and I took a peek over my shoulder, and I saw that there was kind of no one in front. And Hunks kind of made a nice play, and I shifted over a little bit, and he gave me the pass, and Coach and I had been working on this move for quite a while, so I did a little spin move and tucked it on the far side. It was a good goal.
What an unbelievable play there by Anderson. Great stick handling in tight. Really worked well in a close space there. Coulthard maybe had an opportunity to poke check as we take another look. Good job by Hunkley to keep it alive. And a really quick move to the goal there by Anderson. Quick backhand, forehand, under the arm, into the top shelf.
The Eves are not satisfied and continue to put pressure on the Trinity defense, finding the net shortly afterwards.
The shot, they score! Power play goal! And the Eves take the lead at 3-2.
Yeah, it looks like Hunkley might have got a stick on it.
That was, I believe Hunkley
yeah.
did get the goal as the shot came into the left wing circle. Take another look at it.
Oh, great tip, yeah.
That was Bork who took the shot. Bork on the power play. Hunkley.
The second one, I was skating in front of the net. Morky got the puck, and he sent a shot on net. And I really didn't move my stick at all. Just kind of shot right into my stick and ended up going in.
Down for the first time in the game, Trinity struggles to tie it up again, while the Eves look for an insurance goal that can help put the game out of reach.
I can see you breathing.
With the game winding down to the final minutes, the Eves begin to sacrifice their body to do anything they can to keep the puck out of the net.
It's harder to find, but don't you see you're holding all the keys to all the dungeons? Let yourself out. Just let you be fair.
With a minute left, Craig Kitto's empty net goal ensures the Eves of a memorable win, and more importantly, 2 crucial points in the NEHJ standings.
Well, good hustle by Kitto there, but your Trinity, you got what you want. You won that big face-off with a minute to go, minute 15 to go, and just that first shot attempt at the point was blocked, and that seemed to...
9 seconds to go. The Eves, who have a 4-2 lead, are going to win it by the 4-2 score. It's all over at Frozen, Fenway, and Williams. The players in this game will always remember a victory at Fenway Park.
It's going down. I'm yelling timber.
While none of these players will go on to play in the NHL, hockey has given them memories that will last a lifetime.
We were all pretty happy. I mean, we stuck around probably a little bit longer than we should have after the game, and kind of we're dwelling in that time, it being in the Red Sox locker room, and you know, sharing that time with family and friends who had traveled all the way to come to our game, and it was incredibly exciting, especially when we pulled it off at the end there, and the way home was great, even though we got back at very, very late at night, probably early in the morning, but still definitely worth it.
It was awesome. I mean, not only was it, you know, the biggest stage we played on thus far, but it was probably the biggest game we've played thus far.
Being on the ice for the last, I don't know, minute of the game was kind of surreal. But, I don't know, just that great comeback and the great team win that we had, I guess that was the best memory I'll have of it.
I think just being able to play outdoors like that in such a historic venue, which is pretty incredible, and you can't really ask for much more than that.
Something we'll never forget.
You've recently received a lot of press for your outfit at the Fenway game. Can you talk a little bit about what you were wearing?
Yeah, for the Fenway game, I decided to go all out. When's the next time I'm going to be able to play at Fenway? So I made a winter hat out of a hockey sock and attached that to my helmet, and was wearing a scarf that I got purchased at Goff's, some eye black, and then of course the Under Armour hood and all that stuff. I wasn't really expecting to receive the kind of attention I did. I was kind of just doing it to kind of blow it out, but it was kind of funny seeing the Twitter reaction. People were commenting on it. Some liked it, some didn't. Some people called me a hipster. Others thought it was classic move. I'm just glad that we had that experience and I was able to kind of go all out for it.